Okay, sige. Okay, sige. So for this morning, what we will do is we'll answer the guide questions I've given you. Yan. So, yun yung content nitong PowerPoint. And after this, I'll probably post the recorded videos. Okay? For clarifications. Kasi this one medyo mababaw siya yung magiging discussion natin for this morning. So for an in-depth discussion, you may you have to look at the async video to be posted. Okay? Sige. So our outline for today is we'll have an overview of the immune system. Okay? And then we will look at the components of our immune system, which are innate immunity and adaptive immunity. So we will look at their components, what else? Features and characteristics. And how do they differ with one another? And then lastly, we will look at the immune response per se. Yan. Okay. So first one is immune system. I think you've had your lecture with Biochem ng immune system. Tama ba? Correct? Yes or no? Ah, Ano guys, okay lang mag-unmute ha.
Tapos na po, Dok.
Tapos na, okay. Sige. Walang bayad mag-unmute. Okay. Tapos na. Okay. So you have an idea of the immune system of of immunology. Okay. So again, in your own words, what do you remember about the immune system? Sige, magtawag ba tayo? Sige, magtawag tayo. Sige, ano muna, Rogie Bell.
Hello po, Dr.
Yes.
For your po, immune system helps fighting off diseases po through different systems po. Like the humoral um immune response and the cell mediated po.
Okay, so parang to fight off. Sige, what else? Sinong medtech sa inyo? Siyempre, hindi aamin, no?
Marami pong medtech dito, Dok.
Oo. Kilala ko yung isa eh. Si Karil. Medtech ka, di ba?
Yes po.
Oh, yun. So, what else? Aside from being for fighting off yung mga diseases, ano yung other um, function of the immune system?
It can recognize self from non-self po.
Okay? So, something that's foreign and not. What, Faye, sino yung mga medtech? Ilaglag mo na.
Si ano po, si James Lagman po,
Ay,
medtech po
okay.
yun.
James, what else? Parang si Faye yung no, whistleblower.
Ano po,
Okay.
Dok? For, for defense po ng katawan.
Aside from that, aside from defense,
Hmm, ano po? Ano po maganda?
so kunyari, nagkaroon ng infection, 'di ba? Nasira yung surrounding tissues. Ano yung gagawin ng immune system?
Uh,
Okay, repair. So, Jane is correct. So, repair, 'di ba? So, very important 'yon. So, aside from being well, primarily it's for defense and protection, but aside from that, it's also very important in repairing, 'di ba? Specifically yung the process of inflammation. Okay, so we've discussed this earlier, yung two components, which are your innate and adaptive immunity. Okay, but overall, the immune system would have the following characteristics muna. Okay, so first one is recognition. So this was mentioned earlier that our immune system uh, can distinguish self from non-self, or can identify foreign from what is not foreign. Okay, so that's the uh, concept of recognition. Elimination, on the other hand, is the process of, for example, there's an infection. So what our immune system will do is it will try to eliminate the microorganisms, the offending agent. Yan. So yun yung elimination. And then our immune system is also capable of developing memory, particularly yung adaptive immunity. Yan. So memory, um if you encounter initially a microorganism, your immune system will develop memory cells specific to that uh, microorganism, such that if you encounter it subsequently in the near future, you will have a more powerful and stronger immune response. And next characteristic is proportionality. So when we say proportionality, 'di ba, our immune system would have varying response. So kunyari, kung mild infection lang 'yan versus a severe infection, sino yung should have a stronger immune response? 'Di ba dapat yung the more severe form? Yan. So that's your proportionality. Okay? So you've mentioned self from non-self. So can anyone answer kung how does our immune system distinguishes self from non-self? Yung hindi AI yung sagot ha. Shinek ko yung mga answers nyo, merong mga sumagot na from AI. So how does our immune system differentiate self from non-self? So in your own words, um, Faye, sino pa yung ibang medtech?
Si Mark po, Medtech, tsaka si Charles Magat.
Mark. Sino si Mark? Anong last name ni Mark?
Paraiso po.
Ay, nasa kabilang dulo pala. Okay, Mark.
Yes, Doc. Rinig po ako.
Okay, louder konti.
Ayan, Doc. Rinig po.
Ayan, yes, okay.
Doc, through MHC po, yung natin, major histocompatibility complex po.
Okay, that's one. That's one component. What else? So, may MHC. Ano pa? Mark? Andito ka ba, Mark? Ay, Mark pala. Charles, sorry. Parang siya yata yung kakapasok lang.
Yes po, nawalan po kasi ako ng internet, Doc. Pasensya na po.
Okay, sige. So, aside from MHC, that detects self from non-self, ano pa yung other ways by which our immune system uh would exhibit this self versus non-self? Okay.
T cells
Sige.
tsaka B cells, Doc.
T cells, sige, specifically sa B cells muna. Ano meron sa B cells that helps them detect the non-self or yung foreign? Di ba sige, ako na. Sige, di ba there are your um Ayaw sumulat. Wait lang ha, sorry. Di ba we have your receptors? Di ba? That, yan, receptors. Now, under your innate immunity, under the cells from or found in the cells that are under your innate immunity, you have your what we call as your PRRs or your pattern recognition receptors. Okay, so from the name, these are receptors that would detect things that are not non-self. Yan. Okay, so examples of these molecules or patterns that are non-self. So you have the PAMPs, which are your pathogen-associated molecular pattern, and the DAMPs, yung damage-associated molecular patterns. Okay? So para silang, these are the things that would trigger your cells in the PRRs para mag-respond sila. Now, under your adaptive immunity, so you have specifically the T cell receptors and the B cell receptors. Yan. So in other words, you have the receptors in our immune system that distinguishes them from self from non-self. Okay? Okay. So mainly this has something to do with recognition. Okay. Next. So next question. So what are the differences? So comparing your innate and adaptive immunity. So how do they differ in terms of response time? Sige, Charles, sino yung gusto mong tawagin?
Kayo na lang po, Dok. Ayoko po
Ayaw niyang maging whistleblower na. Okay.
Nag-top daw po, Dok, sa exam.
Ay, baka magalit siya eh. Hindi, na lang, random na lang. Sige, Andrea Salvador. So how do these components of the immune system differ in terms of the response time?
Pag yung response time po ng innate, it is immediate po. Pero pag sa acquired po, mas slow po yung immunologic response.
Okay. The reason behind that is, bakit mas mabilis si innate versus adaptive immunity?
Doc, due po dun sa line of defense ng innate.
Sorry?
Due po sa line of defense ng innate po.
Line of defense ng innate. Okay. Sige. When we say innate immunity, ano yung how do you describe it? Pag, di ba, when you hear the word innate, what does it mean? Sige, Jane.
Something, Doc, that you are born with. Meron na po siya sa body. Agad.
Okay, innate immunity. So, ang ibig sabihin ng innate, the innate immunity, it means that it's always present in our body. Diba? Examples neto, so in terms of components, Jane, ano yung example?
Skin barrier po, Doc. And mucosa.
Okay, so you have the mucosa, you have the barriers, and in terms of the cells, you have the macrophages, for example. So meaning to say, this innate immunity, lagi silang nandyan. Okay? Yan. Kaya sila mabilis. Versus that of adaptive immunity kasi si adaptive immunity, it must develop, meron pang several steps in adaptive immunity which you will see later on. That's why it's delayed pa. Okay. Next is in terms of specificity. Sige, Patricia, how do they differ?
Mas specific po yung adaptive kesa po sa innate.
Okay, it's more specific because
Maybe po kasi yung adaptive immunity, meron na po siyang mga T cells and B cells na merong memory na kapag ka naka-encounter po siya ng pathogen na nare-remember niya and mas nagiging stronger po yung immunity kapag ka the second time around na na-encounter siya ng body.
okay. So, adaptive immunity is capable of developing memory cells. Yan. Si innate immunity, wala. That's why ang sabi about innate immunity is that it has a non-specific response. So regardless how many times na you've encountered the microorganism, the innate immunity will always have the same response versus that of adaptive. Si adaptive, pag na-encounter mo yung previously encountered microorganism, you'll have a stronger response. Okay? And then last one, this was already mentioned earlier, yung about the components. So innate immunity would include your phagocytic cells like your neutrophils, macrophages, and then you have your barriers and natural killer cells. While that of adaptive immunity, this would involve your lymphocytes, namely the T cells and B cells. Okay. So next question. So components of innate immunity, can anyone briefly describe lang yung ano muna, barriers? What are the examples of these barriers? And how do they offer immunity? Sige, Angel, Pineda.
Doc, physical barriers po.
Mhm.
Like, yung skin po, ganyan.
Mhm.
Protects against, sorry po, against external damages and infections po.
Okay, so aside from being a physical barrier, what else? How does it contribute to the immunity? Aside from being a physical barrier, ano pa yung other things that can be found sa skin? Sige, Maria Sofia Burgos.
Chemical barriers po. Kunwari po yung mga sweat, tears, ganun.
Okay, which are also would also have a protective function also. Yan. Okay? Sige. Next one is what about your phagocytic cells? So can anyone briefly describe what phagocytosis is? I think i-discuss dito later ni Dr. Tan sa WBC. Mariel?
Hello po, Doc. Kapag po sinabi nating phagocytosis, yun po yung nag-e-engulf and dinadigest po yung large particles. For example po, yung mga bacteria po or yung mga dead cells.
Mm-hmm. Examples of these phagocytic cells are? Examples.
Um,
Sige, Thea.
Fudge po. And
Sorry?
Macrophage po.
Okay, so macrophage. And then what else?
Neutrophil po.
Neutrophils. What else? Claire, sino pa medtech?
Eosinophil.
Claire. Eosinophils. What else?
Basophil.
What else?
Doc monocytes.
Cells, sir, Doc.
may isa akong hinahanap eh. Ano pa? Sino pa?
Dendritic cell po.
Dendritic cells. Okay. So, huwag niyong kakalimutan si dendritic cells. Ha? It's also phagocytic. Okay. Pero generally, phagocytic cells, so they will engulf and they will try to digest or kill off the microorganism. Yun yung general mechanisms nila. Except for your dendritic cell. Si dendritic cell kasi, it will engulf the antigen, the foreign cell or foreign protein, pero hindi niya i-digest yun. Okay? May gagawin siya later on. Sino nag-send ng cell? Dr. Tan. Okay. Sige. Next one would be your natural killer cells, NK cells. So can anyone describe lang briefly what NK cell is? Ano tayo? Yung number one. Yung unahan sa alphabetically. Chelsea.
NK cells po yung recognize po sa infected cells. Sila din po yung nag-perform to kill yung infected cells.
Mm-hmm. What else? Sige. So, di ba, NK cells, so these are lymphocytes, a subset of lymphocytes. So, take note, sila lang yung lymphocytes that are under the innate immunity. The other lymphocytes, yung B cells and T cells, they are under your adaptive immunity. So, ang ginagawa ng NK cells is that they are mainly, their main function is, eto, nakalagay dito, they mainly target or destroy cells that are infected by a virus or cancerous cells. So anything that's abnormal. Yeah. And the way they kill off these types of cells is by anyone who knows?
Apoptosis, Doc.
Okay. So they could induce apoptosis. Yan. Tapos another way is there are actually several ways by which they induce cell death. So number one, they will trigger the apoptosis pathway. And then another way is sino dito yung nanood ng Cells at Work? Yan. So 'di ba yung character na natural killer cell doon is meron siyang sword. Dalawa yung sword niya. So ang ginagawa ng natural killer cells, one way is they will insert a protein in the cell, in the infected ng mga hydrolytic enzymes. Yan. Kaya namamatay yung cells. Okay. So, binubutas yung mga cells. Okay. Okay, bilisan ko na ha. So other components would be the complement system. So this will be discussed later since there's a figure review about this one. And then you also have cytokines or chemical messengers. So the main purpose of these cytokines is para siyang yung sa cell signaling. It's a chemical messenger that would activate or inhibit other immune cells. Yeah. So mainly for communication siya in between cells. And then last one would be yung dendritic cells, which I've mentioned earlier. So these are also phagocytic cells, pero the way they differ is that instead of destroying the ingested cell, ika-capture lang niya. And then once it captures the antigen, it will travel to the nearest lymph node wherein it will present it to the T cells. Yan. Okay? Sige. So let's talk about the complement system. Ready ka na ba? Sino nga ba yun? Thea ba? Ikaw ba?
Yes po, opo.
Ina-assign dito. Okay. Sige, do you want to share screen or okay na to?
Okay na po yan.
Okay. So let's have Thea for figure review of the complement system.
Hello po, doctors. Good morning po. So I'll be discussing the figure showing the complement pathways. But before we go on each pathway, recall muna tayo ano nga ba yung complement system. So complement system is a group of plasma proteins that circulate in the blood in an inactive state. So when triggered, these proteins undergo a cascade of activation. So meaning each complement activates the next that will lead to recruitment of immune cells, opsonization, and directed destruction of invading pathogens. So there are three pathways that trigger this complement cascade: the classical, lectin, and alternative pathway. So para mas maintindihan natin i-interpret yung figure, so itong bar over a wait lang. Itong bar over a protein complex means it has enzymatic activity, meaning the whole complex acts a protease, or they have the ability to cleave other complement proteins. Well, yung highlighted in light blue indicates the specific subunit within the complex that provides the protease activity. Then, itong green weakly arrow represent activation within the cascade. So in a cleavage event, complement proteins are split into two fragments, the A fragment and B fragment. So A fragment is smaller and soluble, where it plays roles in immune cell recruitment, whereas B fragment is a larger and binding piece that helps form complexes like convertase. So let's begin with the classical pathway shown on the upper left side of the figure. So it is activated by an antibody. Could be IgM or IgG that binds to an antigen of a microbial surface. So this arrow shows the antibody pointing toward the antibody microbe complex. So
Sorry, Thea. Kaya na-annotate mo ba? Or naka-off yung annotation?
Ito po, Doc. Kita.
Ayan, okay. Sige. Continue. Thank you.
So from there, the inactivated C1 complex, ito. So this is made up of C1q, C1r, and C1s. This becomes activated, which then cleaves, ito po yung activated form niya, which will cleave the C4 into C4a and C4b. So C4b binds to C2, forming the C4b2 complex. So C1qrs, specifically the C1rs, cleaves the C2 into C2a and C2b. So here C2a, itong C2a, is an exception as C2A is the one that binds instead of C2B. So this is because of historical reasons where early complement researchers named the fragments of C2 before its full function was understood. So going back, C4B and C2A then combined to form C4B2A, or known as the C3 convertase. So next, the lectin pathway. So these closely resemble the classical pathway, but it is triggered differently. So instead of antibodies, it begins when MBL or mannose binding lectin binds to mannose on microbial surface and forms the MBL microbe complex. So after that, MAS1 and 2, or the MBL associated serine protease, cleave the C4 into C4A and C4B. Then C4B binds to C2, forming C4B2. So MAS1 and 2 again cleave C2 into C2A and C2B, and once again C2A remains bound with C4B, forming the C4B2A C3 convertase. So at this point, the classical and lectin pathways converge since both have the same C3 convertase. So this C3 cleaves into C3A and C3B. So C3A will diffuse back to the bloodstream since its function is an anti-inflammatory mediator, and itong C3B will attach to the existing C3 convertase, forming the C5 convertase C4B2A3B. So this C5 convertase cleaves C5 into C5A and C5B. So C5A will diffuse like C3A to the bloodstream to recruit leukocytes to the site of infection, kaya they both term as chemoattractant. While CB5 stays and binds to C6, C7, and C9 together. So this form the membrane attack complex. Yung gaya nga po ng sabi ni Doc kanina, magki-create sila ng pores sa pathogens membrane, leading to cell death and cell lysis and cell death. So now moving to the alternative pathway. So unlike the classical and lectin pathway, this one does not require antibodies or mannose binding lectin to start. Instead, it begins with something called spontaneous cleavage of C3. So normally, yung C3 natin is slightly unstable in the plasma. So from time to time, a chemical bond inside it called a thioester bond gets hydrolyzed. So this produces fragments C3A and C3B. And you can see in the figure that the pathway starts here with splitting C3. So once C3B is formed, it quickly binds to other complement called factor B, creating the complex C3BB. So next, another enzyme called factor D comes in and cleaves factor B into BA and BB. So the BB fragment remains attached to C3B, forming C3BBB. So which is the C3 convertase of the alternative pathway. So however, this enzyme is not very stable in solution. So it tends to fall apart. And this is where the green arrows in the figure comes in. So two things can stabilize the BB convertase is the properdin. So this stabilize the complex C3BBB through anchoring it into microbial surface to produce more CB fragments. So yung microbial surface is, example nito is itong microbial polysaccharide. So with this stabilizer, C3BBB become much stronger and efficiently cleave more molecules of C3 into C3A and C3B. Kaya magpo-form itong C3B, mag-a-attach siya to existing C3BBB and will form C3BBB3B. So this is the C5 convertase. So this C5 convertase then cleaves the C5 into C5A and C5B. So C5B will bind to C6, C7, C8, and C9 to form the membrane attack complex. So this MAC directly punch hole gaya din nung yung end result din ng classical and lectin pathways. Then eventually yung cell is maglalyse due to fluid imbalance. Yun po. Ayun po, Doc.
Okay. Sige. Sige, before I proceed with the faculties, students, may questions ba kayo for about this complement system? May questions kayo? Wala? None? Okay. Sige, other faculties, do you have any questions? Wala ata. Okay. Sige, ako na lang. So in summary, hindi, before pala nun. Okay, so you have here the 3 pathways that would initiate the complement system. Okay. Pero if you think about it, the complement system should be part of innate or adaptive? Ano? Sorry?
Innate po.
Completely?
Ano po, hine-help niya din po na ma-activate yung adaptive immunity po.
Sige, rephrase ko yung question ha. Yung response or rather in order to initiate the complement system, is it purely because of your adaptive immunity or of your innate immunity?
Innate po.
Innate talaga? Or both?
Both.
Bakit siya both? You mentioned kanina something yung historical kung bakit siya tinawag na complement. Bakit? Bakit ulit?
Because po nung pinangalanan or niname po siya ng CA2 po, C2A, hindi pa po known doon which fragment is larger po. Later pa po siya nalaman.
Okay. Hindi. Pero why do you think this was called initially as a complement? Bakit siya complement? Ano yung kino-complement niya? See, others can answer ha. Ano lang, nice to know lang naman to. So bakit siya tinawag na complement system? What does it complement? Wala. Medtech? Hindi, sige, ito na. Di ba you have the classical pathway, di ba? Yung sa classical pathway, this one, specifically this, yung antibody microbe complex. Is this part of your innate immunity or adaptive immunity? Thea. Sorry.
Innate po.
Di ba kanina we've differentiated innate from
Adaptive
adaptive?
immunity po pala. Kasi yung ano po, yung involved po is antibody like IgG and IgM.
Okay. So, ano lang, nice to know lang naman. So, they named it as complement kasi they initially thought that these are proteins that would complement the function of your antibodies. Yan. So, they initially thought this is part of the adaptive immunity. Pero further research na they found out that there are other pathways aside from this one that would trigger the complement system. Yan. So, hindi lang siya sa adaptive. Okay. Now, next question. What are the products now? Or what are the effects when your complement system is activated? Regardless of the pathway, kung paano siya na-initiate. Meron siyang mga products. Example of these products are?
For the C3 convertase po, classical and lectin pathways, perform po siya ng C4B2A. Well, sa alternative pathway po is C3BBP, yung C3 convertase po. Then for the alternative pathway din po, yung C5 convertase niya is C3BBB, C3BBB3B, while for the classical and lectin po is C4B2A, 3B.
Okay, so you have a C3 convertase that is formed. You have a C5 convertase that is formed also. Pero ano yung mga products?
And result po nila is yung MAC or membrane complex. Membrane complex po.
So regardless of the pathway, you have the formation of the MAC, the membrane attack complex. What else?
Yung C3A po and C5A po.
Okay, so you have a C3A and a C5A. Ano yung function of these two complement proteins?
They are chemoattractants po. So they recruit leukocytes to the site of infection para po mag-help na to combat the pathogen po.
Okay. I think that would be specifically for C5A. Okay, so C5A is a chemoattractant, chemotactic factor for neutrophil. Pero you've mentioned earlier that both C3A and C5A would enhance what? Na-mention mo yun kanina eh. Sige, C3A, ano yung ini-enhance niya? It increases
Inflammatory mediator po.
Okay, so it increases the inflammatory response. So C3A and C5A would increase the inflammation. That's why they are called as your pro-inflammatory, or in other books, it's your anaphylatoxins. Yan. Tapos, add ko lang na C3B, did you encounter this sa book? Yung function of C3B?
Yes po, Doc. Ano po siya? Nag-act po as opsonin po.
Okay. So, what are opsonins?
So this, kino-quote niya po yung bacteria which enhances the uptake of phagocytic cells po.
Okay. So please take note of that. The process of opsonization. So nagko-coat siya ng yun, as mentioned earlier, na these opsonins would coat the bacterial cell, which then enhances phagocytosis. Okay? Sige, any other questions? Wala na. Okay, sige. So thank you, Thea, for that one. Clear ko lang yung ano. Ayan. Okay, so clue lang. So if we ask you to analyze the figure, most likely kasama to sa exam. Okay? So please study this one. Okay? Complement system. Sige. Any questions before we proceed to the adaptive immunity? Questions about innate immunity? None? Okay. Sige, let's now proceed to the next figure review. Yung adaptive immunity. Si Trisha ba next? Ikaw ba, Trisha?
Good morning, everyone. Today, I will discuss to you the regulation of the immune system, emphasizing a pivotal role of the T helper cells. Before I start the figure review, I will define first the terms that I will be mentioning later during the figure review. First is the antigen. Antigen is an induce an immune response and binds specifically to antibodies or T cell receptor. Antigen-specific receptor is a receptor on lymphocytes that recognize and binds a specific antigen. The interleukin-1 is the cytokine released mainly by macrophage. It promotes T cell activation. The T helper cells, it regulates immune response by releasing the cytokines to activate the B cell, cytotoxic cells, and the macrophages. The cytotoxic cells destroy virus-infected and cells by binding the MHC or the major histocompatibility +1 presented antigen. The lymphokines is cytokines secreted by activated lymphocytes that direct immune cell function. Suppressor T cell, it inhibits immune response to prevent overreaction and autoimmunity. When we say proliferation, it is a rapid multiplication of lymphocytes after the antigen stimulation. The differentiation is the maturation of the lymphocytes into the effector or memory cells specialized for immune defense. So let's go now to the antigen processing. So this one, when a foreign antigen enters the body, it is first taken up or engulfed by the antigen-presenting cells or the preprocessor cells such as the macrophage and the dendritic cells. Meaning, when the foreign antigen enters the macrophages or the dendritic cell, it will engulf the antigen via phagocytosis or the endocytosis. Inside the preprocessor area, the antigen is digested into the smaller peptides fragments, and the processed antigen will attach to the MHC protein or major histocompatibility complex. And now, for the activation of the T helper, the processed antigen plus the major histocompatibility complex is recognized by the antigen-specific receptor on T helper cells or the CD4. And the interleukin-1, the interleukin-1 is released by the macrophages to stimulate the T helper cell. So the activated T helper cells secrete the lymphokines or the cytokines. These cytokines regulates almost all other immune cells. First, it stimulates the cytotoxic T cell. This one, cytotoxic T cell is the one that kills the abnormal cells. And it stimulates also the suppressor T cell. When we say suppressor T cells, it limits and regulates the immune response. And then it also provides the feedback. This one, it also provides the feedback to the preprocessor area to enhance the antigen presentation. Last is it stimulates the B cell. It stimulates the B cell proliferation and the differentiation. So let's go now to the B cell activation and the antibody production. B cell activation, B cell recognize the antigen with the help of the lymphokines and the T helper cells. B cell will undergo proliferation and differentiation into the plasma cell. The plasma cell will now produce antibodies such as the IgG, IgM, IgA, and then IgA. When we say IgG, it is the most abundant. It provides long-term immunity, and then the IgM first to antibody release. It is the primary response. IgA it is the secretory antibody in mucosal surfaces. IgG it involves in the allergy and parasitic infection. So, in summary, I have discussed to you the dual response. First is the cell-mediated immunity, this one. And then, second is the humoral immunity. The cell-mediated immunity, it involves the cytotoxic T cells and the suppressor T cells, while the humoral immunity from the B cell to the plasma cells, producing the antibody. That's all for my figure review. Thank you.
Okay. Sige, any questions from the other students? About this, about the figure? Wala? Sige, from the other faculties?
May significance ba yung solid tsaka yung dotted na arrows?
Sorry po, Doc.
Yung ibang arrows kasi solid sila, tapos yung iba dash or dotted. May significance ba siya?
Pagka po solid po yung line, ibig sabihin po, isang way lang po siya. And then pagka po yung dotted, pwede po siyang vice versa.
Actually, hindi ko rin sure. Tama ba yun, Ralph?
Parang hindi vice versa eh. Kasi if you say vice versa, dapat dalawa yung arrowheads, di ba?
Indirect action natin.
Yan. I think pag solid line, ano siya, parang direct. Kunyari, yung from preprocessor areas, so what it will do is it will, 'di ba, process the antigen. Wala nang ibang factor that would affect it.
Direct stimulation and indirect stimulation, no?
Unlike that of kunyari yung dito sa lymphokines, 'di ba? There could be other factors that may induce the proliferation and differentiation of your B cells. Same is true with your cytotoxic and suppressor. Pwede ring may other factors that might, ano yun. Okay. Yeah. Sige. What else? Other questions from the faculties?
Wala. May tanong po. Ilang antibodies, di ba, naaral mo na ba yung ilang antibodies?
Sa biochem tapos na sila.
Yun pala. Ano yung mga immunoglobulins pala? Yun na lang.
Immunoglobulins, Doc, yun yung mga IgG, IgM, IgA, and then IgE po.
Yun lang?
Di ba ilan yung isotypes of your immunoglobulins?
4 lang?
5, Doc.
Ano yung isa?
IG din po.
So, bakit wala yung D dyan?
Actually, nandyan, pero hindi lang siya naka-label. Sige, probably, drawing mo kung nasaan dyan si IgD. Saan makikita?
Dun po sa may B cell, Doc, sa may surface of immature B cells, nag-attach lang po siya sa may surface ng B cells.
Babatang passing pa.
Okay, sige. Didiscuss natin later on si IgD. Pero it's part of your B cell receptor. Okay, so question lang so in this figure you have, 'di ba, you have your T cells and you have your B cells. Okay, so based on this figure, how do these T cells and B cells differ in terms of how they interact with the antigens? So si T cell, paano ba siya nag-interact sa antigen? Direct ba or hindi?
Si B cell po, direct, tapos si T cell po, indirect siya.
Okay, so please take note of that, guys. So that's one key difference between your B cells and T cells. So T cells, T cells yung T lymphocytes, they cannot directly detect the antigen. So kailangan nila yung help ng MHC. And yung in this figure, yung preprocessor areas. Unlike that of B cells, wherein B cells can directly detect the antigen. Okay? Another key difference between T cells and B cells. How are T cells activated compared to B cells? Yung mga ways of how they are activated. Sorry, daming questions dito kasi ito na yung mga i-discuss natin later. So si T cells, kunyari dito, si helper T cells, how is it activated? And based from this figure, how many ways yung activation ng helper T cells?
Yung process po ng MHC complex, tsaka po yung sa may interleukin 1.
Okay, so ilan yung ways? Isa lang ba or may multiple ways of activating your helper T cells?
Multiple ways po do.
Based dito sa figure ha.
Yes po do.
Ay, tinuturo ko na oh.
Two doc yung sa processor areas.
So, ibig sabihin dito, based from this figure, your helper T cells can only be activated if there is a signal coming from
The preprocessor area.
Okay. Other name of your preprocessor areas are your antigen presenting cells. APCs. Okay. B cells, on the other hand, ilan yung ways by which B cells can be activated?
Isa lang po do. Dalawa po, dalawa.
Dalawa. 'Di ba? Tinuturo ko na eh. Ayan oh. 'Di ba? B cells can be activated if they encounter an antigen kasi 'di ba they can directly interact with the antigen. They can directly detect. That's one way. Ito. Another way is if there are signals coming from the helper T cells in the form of your lymphokines. Okay? Sige. Sige. Okay, good. Any questions? Any other questions about this figure? Tandaan nyo tong figure na to ha. This is siya yung basis of our adaptive immunity. Wala. Questions? Okay. So good. Thank you. Let's proceed now. So probably mabilis na lang yung iba kasi somewhat discussed na for along the way. Okay. So illustrate lang some functions which was also mentioned earlier about the lymphocyte functions. So helper T cells primarily is for activating the other immune cells. So other immune cells, it can be your cytotoxic T cells, your suppressor or regulatory T cells. Your B cells can also be activated by your helper T cells, as well as other immune cells from your innate immunity. Okay, like your macrophages. So cytotoxic T cells, on the other hand, if you look at this description, directly kill infected or cancerous cells. So, di ba na this was also mentioned earlier? sa innate immunity? Sino nga yun? Yung somewhat similar function as that of the cytotoxic T cells. Sino yung isang lymphocyte sa innate immunity?
NK cells po.
NK cells. So your natural killer cells and your cytotoxic T cells, para silang nag-overlap in terms of function. Okay, but one is innate and then cytotoxic is part of your adaptive. So in short, we expect this one to have a stronger response. Okay, and then lastly would be the B cells. So B cells is primarily responsible for differentiating into plasma cells, which would produce the antibodies. Okay. So let's talk about the antigen presenting cells. Yan. So again, how do these antigen presenting cells function? Nathan? May question nito. What's the role of APCs? Ano yung function nila primarily? Nathan, nandiyan ka ba? Nasaan ka siya? Ayan, there, okay. So how do they function? Paano nila sige, can you rephrase your answer? Yung ano? Nag-introduce ng antigens sa foreign cells. Correct ba yon? Agree ba everyone? Diba? I think Trisha defined what an antigen is earlier. Diba? Yung sa start nung ano niya. Actually, okay yon yung ginawa ni Trisha. Meron siyang definition of terms initially. Sige, Trisha, again, ano nga yung antigen?
Yung antigen po induce an immune response and binds specifically to antibodies or T cell receptors.
So it induces an immune response and it binds to antibodies. So ano siya? Foreign or not foreign?
Foreign po.
Okay, sige. At your level, generally speaking, let's say an antigen is something that's foreign. Okay, sige. So Nathan, so going back. So based from that definition of antigen, ano na ngayon yung function of your antigen presenting cells? Okay, so it's a cell that captures the antigen and sila yung nagdadala ng antigen na yon sa antibodies. Correct ba? Ano yung sabi sa figure kanina? Let's go back to the figure. Saan dito si antigen presenting cells, Nathan? Agree ba, everyone? Wait. Sige, Kyle? Tama ba? Kyle ba?
Yes po, Doc.
Antigen presenting cells, saan siya dito?
So may pre-processor areas po.
Okay, good. 'Di ba? Na-mention natin kanina eh, when I was asking Trisha, the other name of your preprocessor areas, that would be your antigen presenting cells. Okay? So again ha, when there's a figure review, make sure you guys listen. Kasi most of the time we will also, these are important things, and most of the time we'll also ask things about this yung sa figure. Okay, antigen presenting cells. So again, they mainly present antigens. So they will process the antigens, they will capture it, they will process it for in order for your T cells to become active, specifically the helper T cells. Okay, so these are the examples. So these are the usual antigen presenting cells. Yan. Take note that neutrophils, although they are phagocytic, they are not usually antigen presenting cells. So sila lang talaga most of the time. Okay, end of this, I highlighted dendritic cells because as mentioned earlier, dendritic cells, these are phagocytic, but they will not destroy the antigen. But rather, what they will do is they will capture the antigen and then migrate to the nearest lymph node or nearest lymphoid area. Kasi the lymphoid area or lymph nodes, these are where your T cells are located. Okay. Tapos once they are in the lymph nodes, these dendritic cells, they will present it to these T cells. Okay? So this was also mentioned earlier, yung MHC classes or your major histocompatibility complex. I think majority of you answered this one as something that determines self from non-self. Tama? Okay. Sige, Grace. Sige, what are these MHC classes? And what's the function?
Not entirely sure, pero sila po ba yung mga CD8?
CD8 and CD4 are your T cells. And then your MHC classes are your
Usually peptides.
again, sorry. Sorry, medyo anyway, medyo choppy, sorry. So you have two classes. Your MHC1 class 1 and MHC class 2. So please take note, they are different ha. So MHC1 is recognized by your CD8 T cells. So CD8 T cells, these are also known as your cytotoxic T cells. Okay? So yung CD8 na to, it's just a marker for your cytotoxic T cells. So it's a protein on the surface of your T cells and marami siya sa cytotoxic. And then yung MHC2 on the other hand is recognized by your CD4 T cells. Okay? So going back to this figure. This one, this is what? MHC class
2.
2. Okay? Kasi helper T cells to. This is a CD4 positive T cell. So this is your class 2. Class 1, on the other hand, would be dito, yung detected by your cytotoxic. Okay? So they differ because... Asan na yun? Yan. Another difference between class 1 and class 2 is that in terms of expression. So MHC2 are expressed only by your APCs. APCs, macrophage, B cells, dendritic cells. MHC1, on the other hand, these are expressed by all nucleated cells. Okay, so anything that has a nucleus in it, and if it becomes virally infected, for example, or it becomes an abnormal cell, it will express MHC1, and therefore it will be detected by your cytotoxic CD8. MHC2, on the other hand, this will only be expressed by your APC if it processes an antigen. So this will only be expressed during antigen presentation. Okay? Next, let's now go to the immune response. Okay. So, Josel, so in terms of active and passive immune response, how do they differ?
Good morning po, Doc. Bale, yung understanding ko po sa active immunity is yung nag-undergo po yung body ng actual process po or immune process. Kumbaga kapag ka na-encounter po niya yung antigen or specific na magkakos ng infection. Tapos yung sa passive immunity po is ibibigay lang po yung parang pinaka-ready-made na antibodies which is yung gagamitin po ng body para i-fight off po yung or i-neutralize po yung mga antigens.
Okay, very good. So that's the difference between active and passive immunity. So active immunity, eto. So the body develops the antibodies either because of a natural exposure or binigyan ng vaccine ng antigen. That's your active immunity. Passive immunity, on the other hand, is yung sabi nga kanina ni Josel, you have the antibody that's introduced into the body. Okay? So, active, passive. Active, yung body gumagawa actively ng antibody. Passive, nakuha lang niya yung antibody. Okay? Next. Okay. Sige, Angel. So, what's the difference between natural and artificial immunity? Hindi. Ito na lang pala. So, di ba, you have active and passive. Aside from that, you have natural and artificial. So, in other words, we can classify immunity into 4. So, number 1, you have a natural immunity that is active immunity. So, can you give an example, Angel, of this one? Naturally acquired active immunity.
Ano po, Doc? From natural infection po, like measles.
Okay, so the person gets infected and develops antibodies against that infection. Clear yan ha, everyone? Naturally acquired active immunity. So, kunyari, nagka-measles ka nung bata ka. So, your body develops antibody against the measles. So naturally acquired active immunity. Okay, what about this one, Bianca? Naturally acquired passive immunity. Ano yung example?
Vaccines po, for example, the COVID-19 vaccine po.
Correct ba? Take note, naturally acquired.
Sorry po, Doc. For naturally acquired passive immunity po, um, from mother to child po. For example, the maternal immunoglobulin to the
Okay.
child.
Okay, yung transfer of immunoglobulins from the mother to the child. Okay? Clear yan, ha? Why not the vaccine? What about this one? Joy and artificially acquired active immunity example.
Hello po, Doc.
Yes.
For artificially acquired immunization po, introducing vaccine.
Okay. So, very good. So, immunization. So, provided or vaccine, provided that the given vaccine is an antigen. So, example would be yung COVID-19 vaccination, what else? Measles vaccination. Yan. So, you have an antigen that is artificially introduced to the body, and then the body will develop immunity against that antigen. Okay. And then the last example is this one, which is artificially acquired passive immunity. So in this case, it's artificially acquired. So nag-introduced sa body. And it's a passive immunity, meaning to say, the one introduced to the body is an antibody or is an immunoglobulin. Okay, clear to ha? Yung 4 types of immunity. Clear? Okay. Now let's go to the immunoglobulin structure. Oh, 11:15 na pala, may ano pa. Sige, bilisan ko na lang. So, I'm sure this was discussed in biochemistry, the Y-shaped immunoglobulin structure. So, again, point out ko lang yung some things. So, the immunoglobulin structure has 2 sets of chains. Meron kang light chain and you have a heavy chain. Okay? So, 2 sets. What else? You also have this region, okay, which is considered the variable region. So it varies depending on the antigen, such that this is also known as your Fab or antigen binding fragment. Ayaw magsulat. Anyway, Fab. Okay. What else? You also have what we call as your constant region here. So constant region, meaning to say, it is the same for all isotypes of the immunoglobulin. So constant region. Yan. And this constant region is designated as FC or the crystallizable fragment. And as you can see here, this crystallizable fragment is responsible for the biologic activity of your antibodies. So what do I mean by biological activity? So this FC kasi, this is the one that binds to the other immune cells. Ito, this is the one that binds to the antigen. FC is the one that binds to the other immune cells. Thereby, you'll have a physiologic activity. Or, yeah. Okay. And this was asked earlier by Dr. Tan, di ba? You have the different subtypes of immunoglobulins. Dadaanan ko na lang kasi I'm sure this was discussed in biochem. So you've mentioned earlier IgG being the most numerous. What else? Other important things about IgG. This is the one that can cross the placenta. Yeah. So siya yung nata-transfer from mother to fetus. IgA is the one found in the mucosal surface. This was also mentioned earlier. So yung mga secretions. IgA is the one that can be transferred through the breast milk. Yan. Pero I think yung sa colostrum, which is yung first breast milk, it's more on IgG pa rin. Pero yung mga subsequent, I think IgA na. IgM, this is the first antibody produced, especially during the primary response. So the first time the body encounters an antigen, it will produce initially IgM. Okay? But characteristic of IgM is that tandaan nyo na lang M. Mabilis tumaas, pero mabilis din siyang mawawala. Yan. And aside from that, it's also malaki. In terms of structure, IgM is pentameric in structure. Next is IgE, which is for it mediates allergic reactions. Kasi when IgE binds to an antigen, okay, the antigen plus the IgE will be detected now by the mast cells and basophils through the Fc receptor or through the Fc. And once the Fc of the IgE binds to the mast cells will now release histamine. So it will now trigger the allergic reaction. And then lastly, ito yung question ni Dr. Tan kanina, the IgD. So IgD, dati sabi dyan walang unknown yung role, but references now would say that it's found on, it's a component of the B cell receptor together with IgM. Okay? So it's for antigen detection by your B cells. So in terms of structures, these are the different ones. So pag monomeric, it's only Y shape. So it's true for IgG, IgD, IgE, and IgA. And IgM also. Yan. A dimeric form is only applicable for IgA. So pag nasa secretions na siya, if it's in the secretions, it's in this form, the dimeric form. And then this is the pentameric form of your IgM. Okay. Now let's look at the different phases of immune response. So ito yan. So this is the immune response. So this is a graph. So para akong nag-figure review pala, no? So for example, there's an antigen challenge, or this is the first time the body encounters an antigen. So there are 4 phases that will happen. So first phase is the lag phase. So lag. Yan. So by the way, this graph shows us the timing, and then the y-axis would be the antibody titer or the levels of the antibody. So characteristic of the lag phase. Ayan. So lag phase, based from the graph, wala ka pang antibody. Right? So from the time your body encounters the antigen up to the initial production of the antibody, that would be the lag phase. So what do you think happens during the lag phase?
Wala pa rin pong antibody na produce.
Wala pang antibody produced. So based on the figure earlier, yung sa figure review, nasaang part pa lang siya? Dito.
Sa
Nasaang
pre-processor area pala po.
Okay, so probably up until dito pa lang, no? Okay. So references would say that during the lag phase, this is where antigen recognition happens. And activation of your helper T cells. Yan. The log phase or the logarithmic phase, ito siya. So this is the phase where you have the greatest production of the antigen. Biglang tataas yung antigen levels. Okay? So at this point, if we look at the figure earlier, most likely it is already here na. So nagkaroon na ng process of activation, proliferation, and differentiation during the logarithmic phase. Next phase is the plateau phase. So plateau phase, it's characterized as you have a parang near constant level of the antibody. Antibodies, yan. So plateau phase. And then the decline phase is ito. So there's declining levels of the antibody. So namamatay na yung mga plasma cells that would produce the antibody. Okay? So clear to the four phases of the immune response? Okay. Sige. Let's now proceed to the next figure review. Sophia, no?
Yes po, Doc.
Okay. Sige, mag-share ka or ito na lang?
Yan na lang po, Doc.
Okay. Sige. Sige, you can start na.
Good morning, classmates. Docs po, for this figure specifically, pinapakita dito yung immune response. So first, let me first divide it into two. Our immune system's response is divided into two, which is the primary antibody response and the secondary antibody response. The primary antibody response is the response exhibited by our body when it encounters a novel antigen. Ano ba muna yung novel antigen? Novel antigen is an antigen that has never been encountered by our body, so foreign siya. First time ma-encounter. And for the secondary antibody response is the response activated by our body when it encounters an antigen for the second time. So it is due to a repeated exposure. So for this specific figure, the x-axis is represented by the time, specifically days after antigen exposure, while the y-axis is exhibited by the amount of antibody presence. So ulitin ko lang, divide ko into two. Let us first begin with the primary antibody response. Again, primary antibody response, first time ma-encounter ng katawan natin yon. So for the first infection, it starts with the naive B cell here. Naive B cells are B cells that have never encountered the antigen before. Specifically, they are B cells that recognizes when an antigen or a foreign antigen is present through cell surface receptors. Pero again, yung naive B cell, hindi pa nila kaya mag-produce ng antibody. Tapos, once na-recognize niya na may foreign antigen dito, magiging activated B cell na siya. Sa activated B cell naman, activated B cell again are B cells unable pa rin siya to produce antibody but it differentiates into a plasma cell. Makita nyo here sa figure, meron dalawang plasma cell in peripheral lymphoid tissue and plasma cell in the bone marrow. So, After differentiating ng activated B cell into plasma cell, sa una muna, plasma cell in peripheral lymphoid tissue. Plasma cells, yun na yung mga responsible to produce the antibody sa katawan natin, which is dito sa primary immune response is yung mainly IgM. Kasi nga, sabi nga, it is produced early for the short-term defense, serving as the initial line of protection. Dito, yung makikita natin na una yung plasma cells sa peripheral lymphoid tissue kasi yun sa peripheral lymphoid tissue, it is actually produced early, but it is very short-lived plasma cells. Their job is to make a rapid burst of antibodies to control the infection early. Tapos, makikita rin natin as mapapansin nyo, nagsa-start na mag-rise yung, nasan yung annotation? Magsa-start mag-rise yung antibody at around 5 to 10 days after first antigen exposure kasi yung lag after ng infection, yung lag phase sa primary antibody response is usually around 5 to 10 days. Tapos dito makikita nyo na meron din plasma cells in the bone marrow. Meron din IgG na pinoproduce pero in minimal amounts in comparison to IgM kasi nga IgG is actually more specific than IgM. So sa primary antibody response, since it is non-specific, IgM ang mainly pinoproduce dito. So yung plasma cells in the bone marrow is now the long-lived plasma cells. It actually secretes, ito yung nagsasecrete ng few IgG and actually hindi kita dito sa graph pero nagsasecrete din sila ng excuse me, ng minimal memory B cells para pag nagkaroon ng secondary antibody response. Pero walang memory B cell ang primary antibody response. So again, sa primary antibody response, to summarize, it is non-specific and it has a lower peak of antibody and the lag phase is around 5 to 10 days. So for the secondary antibody response, dito na tayo sa pangalawang part. The secondary antibody response is due to the re-exposure of the same antigen na na-experience na before. Unlike sa primary antibody response, yung secondary antibody response, nagsistart na sila sa memory B cell. Kasi yung memory B cell, ano ba muna siya? Sila yung immune cells that are functionally inactive sa katawan natin unless stimulated by the same antigen that caused its activation. So once it's activated, alam niya na kung ano yung antigen na na-encounter niya na before. So alam niya na yung antibody na kailangan niya i-produce. So here, memory B cell, makikita nyo na dito in comparison sa days, around 1 to 3 days lang yung lag phase after memory B sa secondary antibody response. So faster yung response sa secondary antibody response. Unlike sa primary antibody response, which is yung 5 to 10 days, dahil nga yung naive B cells pa yung kailangan. So hindi pa nila na-encounter. Unlike sa memory B cell, through the help of memory B cell, 1 to 3 days na lang. So again, same process, plasma cell. Yun nga yung nagsasecrete na ng antibody. Dito mapapansin nyo na yung antibody is now IgG. Kasi yung IgG, sila yung antibody na pinoproduce ng katawan natin by the help of memory cells. It has a higher affinity. Tapos yun nga, it can cross the placenta. Tapos it activates the complement more effectively. So it is our main secondary antibody. So mauulit-ulit, plasma cell in the bone marrow, tapos memory B cell. Meron uling memory B cell sa dulo kasi i-renew niya na and e-expand niya na yung memory pool na na-build niya sa unang secondary response. So pag na-encounter uli ng katawan natin yung antigen, meron na siyang better response and a higher affinity and longer lifespan. So, mas lalakas uli yung response ng katawan natin pag na-encounter niya pa uli yung antigen na yon. So, to summarize, ay, so to summarize, yung lag phase dito sa secondary response is 1 to 3 days, unlike sa primary antibody response na 5 to 10 days. Makikita nyo na higher peak yung antibody response dito sa secondary compared dito sa primary immune response na mababa lang. Tapos dito mainly IgG sa secondary response while IgM sa primary response. Tapos may lower affinity yung IgM and yung primary antibody response while higher affinity sa IgG. Yan lang po.
Okay. Sige, any questions or clarifications from the class? Wala. Okay, from the other faculties?
So, based on the graph, if a patient has an infection, mga ilang araw bago ka makita ng improvement.
For the primary antibody response po, around 5 to 10 days po dito po. Ay, kita po ba yung annotation? Around 5 to 10 days na siya nagsa-start mag-peak po and 10 days po yung sa plateau phase niya. While dito po sa secondary immune response, at day 1 pa lang po, meron na siyang pag-rise agad. So around 1 to 3 days po sa secondary.
Okay. Okay ba yun, Dr. Chua?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Sige. So in line with yung question ni Dr. Chua. So for example, let's say nagka-dengue. Yan. First time na nagka-dengue. Yan. When do you expect the IgM to be detected?
Around, ayun po, yun sa after log phase, 5 to 10 days po sa primary, since primary response po yung magiging activated since first time po ma-encounter nung katawan natin yung dengue.
So you usually madedetect yung IgM. Yan.
Yes po.
What about IgG? When do you expect it?
Pag po mga 21 days, mga around ganun po. Kasi po, ano na siya, mas late po na detect yung IgG sa primary response.
Okay. So may question si Dr. Kakas. When do you request labs from Dr. Jacinto's dengue patient? So kunyari, if you want to check the IgM or when do you want to check the IgG, yan. Kailan yung proper timing? So kunyari, meron kang suspected dengue patient, nag-request ka sa day 3.
Hindi pa po madedetect yung sa day 3 po kasi po around 5 to 10 days pa po yung detection sa primary response po.
Okay. And then kunyari, day 8, would you expect IgG to be positive?
No po, kasi po late na po na-detect yung IgG. May possible lang po na ma-detect yung IgM po.
Okay, and then last question, kunyari, day 18 here. Would you expect IgM to be positive?
Yes po.
Ano yung characteristic natin ng IgM? 'Di ba sabi natin, mabilis?
Ay, wala na po pala.
Okay,
Mabilis
mabilis
mawala.
tumaas pero mabilis din siyang mawawala. Okay, so kung tumaas na yung IgG, usually pababa na rin yung IgM nun.
Yes po.
Okay. Sige. Any other questions? So, na-imagine nyo na yung possible question nito sa ano, no? So, pwedeng application, may case, no? Sige, thank you for that. Ayan, very good.
Thank you po.
Ayan. And then, add ko lang about, so this is also the basis of why we give multiple doses sa vaccination. Yan. Diba? I'm sure you've had your vaccinations before. Diba? Most of the time, it's more than one dose. Kasi diba, the first dose, that's the initial exposure to the antigen, you'll have a primary response. Pero diba, primary response after a month, you expect the antibody titer to drop. That's why usually the subsequent dose of your vaccines, it's usually given a month after. Dito na yon. O yung booster shots, di ba? So the reason there is that you have already your memory cells, and then you now have a secondary antibody response that will produce a stronger and more efficient na antibody yung mapoproduce mo. Yan. Okay, so clear yon yung principle behind vaccinations. Clear. Any questions? Parang yun lang. I think this is last few slides na lang. So parang comparison lang between primary and secondary response, which was nakita naman earlier. So again, kapag secondary response, its response is faster. So the lag phase is usually shorter, and the antibody titer is higher compared to the primary. And in terms of the composition of the isotype of the immunoglobulin, it's IgG predominantly. Okay. So with that, any clarifications about what we've tackled today? Meron ba? Sure kayo? Okay. Sige. Question lang. Mas gusto niyo ba yung ganito or you want na ahead of time may asynchronous nang binigay?
Mas maganda po siguro, Doc, ahead of time.
May asynchronous na. Sure.
Napupuyat po kasi kami, Doc, pag mga 3 days na lang po bago hindi po nakakatulog, Doc.
Okay.
Naglalat.
So in line with that, yan. So I think Dr. Tan already published the pre-recorded videos last week pa. So ilan sa inyo yung nakapagtingin nun?